Hey everybody,
Hi,
I'm Tina and
I'm Christine.
we're the ladies of the Lanai
Mhm.
and we were going to do our kind of hot topics
Hot
of the week.
topics.
This is the week of 9/11,
Uh-huh.
and what's kind of going on in the villages,
Mhm.
and I'll let Christine start.
Yeah, so first thing we wanted to talk about was sort of segue into our last video, which was all about Edna's Hospitality, or AKA Edna's on the Green. We told you that there were food trucks there, and we told you that we had heard some buzz that there was going to be a brick and mortar restaurant. And indeed, that seems to be moving forward. There was some movement with the food trucks just recently over the last few days, and we did hear that they were getting ready to make room for the brick and mortar restaurant. So that's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's moving ahead, so that's exciting news.
Yeah.
And then the other big news was about um, the movie theater at Lake Sumter, which is the Old Mill Playhouse. I was like,
Hmm.
what was the name? Old
Mill
Mill
Playhouse.
Playhouse.
Hmm.
That it also had Lazy Max in there, which was like a restaurant
Yeah.
bar,
Taco bar. They have like,
fun games,
yeah,
the boozy
margaritas, boozy
bingo.
bingo comedians.
Yeah, but unfortunately they're closing um, by the end of the month, and Epic Theaters,
Hmm.
which is some sort of family owned theater business, is taking over Old Mill Playhouse, and apparently they'll be expanding their concession.
Concessions. Yeah, that's what I
So
heard.
I wonder if they'll
Yeah.
have, like, I don't know, meals where they
Meals.
bring stuff to you,
Yeah.
or
So,
will they have, like, those fancy seats,
yeah, this like they have like, the
the
big
yeah.
reclining seats with lots of room. You could really relax because after all, the movies are a fun place to go, especially if it's hot out. You can
Yeah.
go inside, they're always nice and
And I
chilly.
I think it said they were going to have like a classics night, or they'll have classic movies, so like old movies. So who
Yeah.
knows, maybe they'll have some like fun things to do. I think it just will be how long is it going to take them
Yeah.
to do it. So we don't know if it's weeks or months or whatever, because that's the only movie theater in the villages right now,
Hmm.
because um the what was it?
Barn
Yeah,
Barnstorm
Barnstorm Theater in
in Brown
Brownwood closed during COVID, and they never
never
reopened
opened.
it, and they don't plan on.
Doesn't sound, everything I've
Yeah,
heard says it's not going to reopen. I mean, that could change, but so far, no.
yeah.
Yeah. So that would be
Um,
good
yeah.
to
And
have
then
that.
the other thing was a big deal here was Hobby Lobby
Mm.
opened up, and you actually went there.
I did go there. I mean, first it's on a big, huge lot in the northern, section. So it's over by 466. And that was, spoken about for so long that it was coming, and then it just never seemed to happen. And then all of a sudden they started building. So that's pretty exciting. It's a
Did you
Hobby
buy
Lobby.
anything?
I didn't buy anything, but I will tell you that it's great for someone who's looking to decorate their home. There's lots of little things, like if you have a coffee, oh, I want a coffee bar now in my kitchen. You want the little signs and, for coffee and whatnot. I have one in my,
Yeah.
I just love my little coffee bar in my kitchen. Or a lot of decorating, like there's some cute things for Halloween. I guess they don't get into the spooky stuff, but they have the cute things like scarecrows and that kind of thing. A lot of Christmas stuff. So it's really cool, especially if you've just moved here and you're like, I want to, do a theme.
Uh-huh.
Well, you could do whatever theme you wanted because they have all the colors,
Hmm.
the if you wanted to do just red and green, or if you want to do blue and silver, or whatever you wanted to do. So
Interesting.
much Christmas stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So it's massive. It's big. It's great.
And then there's some other places, I believe, like there's some other things that there's constructions in the work and people are waiting for them to open. But there's a restaurant called Harry and the Natives, which I've never heard of, but it's opening up at Lake Okahumpka. And you don't hear a lot about it. They just write something like, to be announced or to be determined. But I think it's some sort of fun, themey sort of restaurant. So
Mm,
we'll wait to hear about that.
yeah.
There's two CVS's opening up, one in Magnolia Plaza, which is near me, and
Mhm.
one at Wildwood Crossing. And then there's also a Home Depot opening up at Wildwood Crossing, and a Target at Trailwinds.
Huge. It's interesting being in a place where there's so much changing
I
all the
know.
time. Where I come from, everything was kind of always the same forever and ever. So it's really exciting to see constant construction, and especially to see things happening like in the older sections. It's really interesting, like at Spanish Springs.
Oh, well, Blondie's.
Blondie's, yeah,
Yeah.
there's sort of like this, like I guess it was kind of like a dead zone if you're looking at the Sharon to the right of it, next to that Mexican restaurant on the other side, and they're changing that into where you're going to be able to get a drink and sit outside, and it'll give more seating, I guess, to people who are listening for music, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to be really, really
Fun.
fun. Yeah, so it's good to see
And there's a
construction.
new restaurant opening up there too, right?
Yeah, because St. Augustine's closed
Yeah, that was one of the ones like right on the
right on the
square across from the
corner.
Mexican place, and it's
Yep.
going to be Italian. It's another,
Is it going to be Italian?
I think so.
Ooh, we could use that.
Hopefully, I'm
Sounds
not
good.
saying the wrong
Yeah.
misinformation,
Well,
but
we'll find out. We'll
right,
follow up when we know more, but a new restaurant is coming in for sure.
exactly. And then I saw, this is just kind of interest, that there, if you're into films, back to the film thing, that there's a film noir festival at the Savannah Center, and that they'll do movies monthly, and you can bring your own concessions. There'll be a different movie every month, and you have to register at districtgov.org. And what
That
else?
should be fun. On the subject of films, last year we did. They have outdoor films
Oh,
at
like a drive-in.
like a drive-in, but you drive in with your golf cart.
Oh, a cart-in.
Cart in. And they had it
Where
at.
was that?
They had a little series. You could find out, I'm sure, on District Gov. One of them was at the softball field that's up north, by the polo fields, Saddlebrook softball fields, and then they were doing another one at somewhere else. They had them all through the more
What,
temperate months.
were there a lot of people there?
Yeah, it was really nicely attended, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Under the stars.
How do you listen to do you turn into a station, or how do you listen to
No,
it?
they just have these speakers.
Oh,
They have the big film, screen where they show it, and then they had big speakers, so you could hear it. Everyone could hear it just fine.
oh, I like that. I
It was
love
fun.
drive-ins. Remind me of when I was younger. I grew up in
Yeah.
Indiana, so there were big drive-ins. And then just a couple other things. I did my first, like, there's a lot of classes you can take here
You've
that
done a lot.
other villagers actually lead, their instructors. But I did my first Zumba class with my friend Marianne. We went to Carmen's Zumba class, and it was so much fun. And I'm a little stumbly,
Yeah.
but
It's hard to get the hang of that. I tried
it is,
once.
especially when you haven't done it. Okay, you did it once.
I've tried it once. It's hard. It's hard. It's kind of like learning dance. Everyone's going one way, you're going the other way.
I know.
It's good exercise because you have fun.
Yeah.
What rec center did you take it at?
That was at Eisenhower. We went to Eisenhower, and then we had breakfast afterwards at 2J's. So we did that. But and then she's doing some sort of pool Zumba thing that we signed up for. So that sounded like fun too. And then what else? Some of the things. Oh, I was going to say I've been cutting some streaming channels because I've been looking at my budget, and I cut off HBO, Showtime, and YouTube TV because I'm not watching TV as much, and I watch reruns anyway. But that leads into kind of some of my favorite, and you can tell me what yours are, what you're watching now, streaming. But I love Only Murders in the Building on Apple TV. And I actually got into the morning show on Apple TV, and its third season is starting soon.
And you like them both?
I do. Right. I was late to the game on both of them. I'm never the first one. Like I start like maybe 3 seasons in or 2 seasons in, but are there any fun streaming things that you've been watching?
I'm also very late to the game to the whole Yellowstone craze. I mean, my daughter and her friend, they actually went to Montana. They loved the movie so much, the series so much, and all the pictures are just of snow and bison and gorgeousness. But anyway, so we have first they did this Yellowstone series, which was it's very good, and then after the success of Yellowstone, then they did 2 prequels afterwards. So they did 1883, 88, and 1923. That's what they were called. So it was the original, kind of like Pioneer Days, and that's the subsequent days. So Yellowstone, there was so much like drama and intrigue and fighting for this family to keep this massive amount of land in Montana. And then with the prequels tell the story of how their forefathers really did suffer and really did work hard and really did like lose everything and fought so hard to get what they had.
Yeah.
So it was really, really interesting story.
And I think
Yeah.
I've watched some of Yellowstone, and I think it's also interesting how they propose or make you think about like the Native American
Very much
experience,
so.
the big developer versus progress, and like there's all these big themes that come together, and you kind of see how they all intertwine, and
Yep.
so there's really a lot of action and intrigue and a lot of things for you to think
A
about.
lot of things that that are part of the fiber of America that we don't think about, like that what happened many, many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Especially the Native American piece of it was kind of eye-opening in a way.
Yeah. And then I was starting to think, even though it's a little early, it's September, but I was thinking about Halloween because I've never done Halloween in the villages, and I heard it's a big, big deal. I think your husband was saying
It's a big
big deal, but
Yeah.
I brought a few costumes
Oh.
from New York because my friend Erica and I used to always dress up and go like to the bars or whatever on Halloween.
Did you dress in a theme like together?
I think maybe one year we
Yeah.
did, but one year I was like a maid, like a French maid, and one was a policewoman.
Okay.
And then I don't remember what else, but those are the ones I brought with me. But you're doing something fun for Halloween.
Yes, we are doing something fun. When we first came here, we noted we were at one of the squares. I'm pretty sure that it was like Sumter Landing, and we're watching music. And in between the breaks, this flash mob scene, bunch of dancers came on, and they did the Thriller thing, and they were all dressed like zombies. And we were like, "Oh my God, this is so fun!"
Was everyone like, "What the heck is going on?" Or they like knew right away what was?
I think that at first you're like, "Whoa, what is this?" And then you're like, "Oh, we're getting flash mobbed," and it was a lot of fun. And then I saw something on Facebook about a group getting together, and I understand there's more than one. But anyway, getting together. So I am learning the Michael Jackson Thriller dance.
I want to see that. I want to see you do that. I think that would be
and we're gonna
fun.
we're just
And so it being a flash mob, are you just going to show up somewhere? You're not going to announce it and no one will know?
I don't think we're going to announce it. I mean,
will it be a square?
I could let you know. Oh,
okay.
Maybe I could let our listeners know. Okay. We're going to Lake Sumter. And so the leader sort of said, we'll see where there's people gathering, and then we'll just sort of like surprise them. And that's the most fun part.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, you should join. I have videos. She gave us videos so that if we can't make all the practices, you can still practice at home.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'll think about it. Otherwise, I'll show up in one of my outfits and support you.
Okay.
And then what else? There's just I just had a couple things since I'm newer here. Like I was thinking about some of the things that I don't use anymore now that I've moved to more full time to the villages. I don't use large handbags like I used to have all the designer handbag, and now I use just like a phone case with something. My dressier clothes. I wear more tennis. We're gonna go or golf. I have more golf outfits, but we're gonna go play golf after this with our friend Nellie.
On the subject of golf outfits, before you finish telling us what you've gotten rid of, my friend's 35-year-old niece came to visit, and she wanted to wear my friend's golf clothes because she said this. She goes, "This is what the girls are wearing."
Oh,
like golf type clothes. Yeah, well,
that's okay. We're on trend.
We're on trend.
I also don't wear as much black because I came from New York City, and like a lot of my clothes were black, and now I have more colors.
Yes, I definitely observed that about you. You are in black all the time. I'm like,
she's so morbid.
No, she's so New York or so Paris, because I think women in Paris also always wear all black. But yeah.
I'm adapting the village's lifestyle.
Yeah.
And high heels, things like that.
Yeah, we yield.
Yeah,
we did.
And that's sort of our roundup. I have a dog. I was just going to say the other thing, maybe some of the other viewers experience this because the villages is a really big dog friendly area, and a lot of people have dogs and love them and take them everywhere. I have a larger dog, but there's always like the challenge of finding a dog sitter, a dog boarder, things like that, and dealing with separation anxiety. So if people have any suggestions or comments about tricks about leaving their dog besides giving them calming medication, things like that, because I'm trying to leave him alone, but that would be appreciated.
Yeah.
But that's
a lot of time invite you to do something, it's always like, okay, let me see if
Yeah.
I can get a sitter for my dog.
Yeah.
Because dogs, in general, you know what I just recently learned? That when we leave them, they don't get it that we're coming back. They think we're going for good. Isn't that the saddest thing?
It is.
Like they don't know. They don't know for sure that we're coming. That's why when we get greeted, they're so happy. She came back. She did. She really did come back. So yeah, I mean it's
and mine's a rescue too. So maybe he
he might have
trauma
extra.
from he was left tied up in the park in the Bronx.
Yeah,
or
I
something
mean
like that.
some dogs might be just fine, but for a lot of them, they do need to have humans around them.
Yeah,
they love being with. And you're right. There's the dog parks here.
Oh yeah, they do have a lot of dog.
People bring their dogs to the squares.
Mm-hmm.
You could bring your dog to Edna's, outside. It's very dog friendly.
And a lot of people have their golf carts like souped up
Yeah,
to have like dog bed in the back and all kinds of fun things.
Yes. Yep. I remember Samson is so big. I said, well, we could, she's like, I can't leave him. And I'm like, well, we can all three of us go on a golf cart. She's like, no,
he won't fit.
He won't fit. No, he won't fit.
We need a 4-seater for him.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of our roundup for this week.
Yeah, just hot topics that are going on this week.
So we will see you on the Lanai.
See you on the Lanai.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.